In 1985, Nebraska opened its first ethanol plant, and since that time, another 24 plants have sprung up across the state. Now, these plants have a capacity of more than 2.5 billion gallons, making Nebraska the #2 ethanol-producing state in the nation. Now, while ethanol may not be one of Nebraska's top 10 exports, the industry has had a very positive effect on Nebraska's economy. In February, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln released a report on the economic impacts of the state's ethanol industry. While many people may not find it too surprising the ethanol trade has bolstered our state's economy in recent years, the numerous ways it impacts our manufacturing and grain production as a whole is quite profound.
So a big part of Nebraska's manufacturing industry is related to agriculture, and part of that is further processing of the products that farms and ranches produce. So the ethanol industry represents a substantial increase in the processing of the crops that are generated in Nebraska, and also produces important inputs for the cattle feeding industry. So it's a way to take our natural production from our farms and ranches and support a larger Nebraska economy.
While corn and ethanol prices have been down over the last few years, the ethanol industry hasn't slowed down one bit. Even though prices on ethanol-related products have slightly diminished, the industry itself continues to grow in terms of production and employment.
Now, the price environment has changed quite a bit since the earlier part of this decade, with the price of ethanol, the price of fuel, and the price of corn all down meaningfully. But in terms of the production of the industry, the labor employed in that production, the spin-off impacts on the economy, the industry has continued to expand, although at a more moderate pace since 2014.
Despite falling corn prices in recent years, these positive economic impacts have also been reflected in the local corn market due to their higher demand from nearby ethanol plants. The study noted a steadily positive impact on local cash prices for producers near ethanol production facilities. For example, a producer near an ethanol plant producing 220 bushels of corn per acre would receive an additional $11.44 per acre each year.
We kind of looked at the corn prices basis basically relative to ethanol plant locations. And what we found was kind of a strengthening basis in areas where we do have an ethanol plant. Again, it's another alternative place that producers can sell their product. So again, a little more demand in certain areas helps to increase that price available to the farmers.
While Nebraskans are certainly purchasing ethanol products and seeing its benefits at the pump, a majority of the ethanol produced in Nebraska is ultimately exported to other markets domestically and abroad.
With our low population here in the state compared to other states, 94% of our ethanol production actually leaves the state, and it's well positioned to meet the demands throughout the country and the world.
While the economic benefits of ethanol are making a positive impact to our state's economy, we can't forget one of the most appealing aspects of this industry. While ethanol and biofuels are lessening our country's dependence on foreign fossil fuels, we're also seeing a reduction in greenhouse gases.
One of the ways that ethanol meets the renewable fuel standard is to demonstrate at least a 20% greenhouse gas emissions reductions. That was when the initial law was passed, but there's been a USDA study recently showing that ethanol actually can decrease greenhouse gas emissions by upwards of 40%. So we're really helping to clean up the environment and increase the health of the citizens of the state.
Next time you see ethanol products at your local gas station, keep in mind, pumping that product into your vehicle is also pumping money into our state's economy and helping to pump greenhouse gases out of our atmosphere. Reporting for Market Journal, I'm Bill Dodd.